Well, the bullpen, of course, unable to hold that W for Weaver. It would have been his 8th of the year, but unfortunately did not happen. One good thing that did happen last night, we saw Eric Ibar for the first time since June 14th, was a pinch hitter, walked, and then eventually grounded out in his second plate appearance. Tonight, back in the lineup.
Well, it's good to see him, too. He's at .375 in the month of June. A guy that can do so many things offensively and, of course, defensively here. Here's Kevin Franzen throwing that ball against Milwaukee right there. He took him out there at second base, and he tried to get himself in position just to get the out. He wasn't even trying to turn the double play. Of course, he rolled over on the knee, had a cortisone shot, much better. Got back in there a lot quicker than everyone anticipated, but back in there doing agility work, feeling real good. Mike Scioscia had a smile on his face, as did Eric Ibar, because he's back in the lineup. Starting lineup can create some things defensively and offensively.
And no pressure on him either, because he's in the bottom third of the order with Howie Kendrick still at the top of the lineup. Tonight, a very good pitching matchup. The veteran Aaron Cook, a guy who has struggled out on the road, is going for the Colorado Rockies, while the left-hander Joe Saunders tries to turn things around. Sit back and relax. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. The box. Try Jack's new grilled breakfast sandwich on grilled artisan bread with a cup of the new Kona Classic coffee. Live shot here inside the Big A in Anaheim. Kids running the show all over the place. It is Camp Snoopy Day. Good look at the Snoopy bobblehead they've given away today. A lot of the Peanuts characters are in attendance. Of course, a lot of kids on this beautiful Saturday evening for baseball. And
Rockies and Angels getting ready to tangle in the second game of this three-game set. A heartbreak loss last night. Going in 11 innings, the Rockies taking game one by the final of 4-3. Matt Belisle picking up the win. Francisco Rodriguez taking the loss, and the Halos now have just taken the field. There's a look at that Snoopy bobblehead. The princess holding Snoopy. Perfect. Doesn't get any better than that. The Rockies roll into this one with a 39-34 record. Jim Tracy running out this starting nine. Jonathan Herrera leading things off. He's in second. Ryan Spilborgh's in right field. Carlos Gonzalez in center, batting third. Jason Giambi, the cleanup man, he's at DH. Melvin Moore getting the start tonight at first. Miguel Olivo the start behind the dish. Ian Stewart at third base. Seth Smith in left field with Clint Barmas playing shortstop and batting ninth against the left-hander Joe Saunders. The question is, as we take a look at the AT&T starting pitcher for the Angels, which Joe Saunders is going to show up tonight?
Well, hopefully the one that always seems to do well after a tough Angel loss. A guy that has a very good fastball, sinks it 88 to 90 range, backs it up with his changeup, curveball, elevates the fastball very well at 93, 94, but he's got to be aggressive in the zone, stay with his mechanics. When he cuts across that fastball, that's when Joe runs into problems. Look for him to be extra aggressive tonight in the strike zone.
Let's take a look at the Verizon defense behind Joe Saunders. You've got Hideki Matsui getting to start in left field. Torrey Hunter in center. Juan Rivera in right. Franzen, Ibar, Kendrick, and Napoli around the infield, with Bobby Wilson getting to start behind the plate and trying to guide Joe Saunders against his very good, very talented Rockies lineup.
And it's good to have Eric Ibar manning that shortstop position once again. Joe Saunders is a ground ball pitcher, and Eric Ibar is one of the best shortstops in the game. Certainly one of the strongest arms in the entire American League from that shortstop position. Back in there, could turn that double play as good as anybody also.
It certainly was nice to see him last night come up in a pinch-hitting role to see what it would look like. He ended up drawing a walk, wasn't pressed, but then he grounded out to second base. Looks fine to me. We saw him in the agility drills before the game, and that's what you like to see. I mean, Mike Scioscia and that training staff that the Halos have certainly not going to run anybody out there unless they're at 100% as we're ready for the first pitch. Jonathan Herrera, the switch hitter, the second baseman, takes ball one.
I think, Victor, big thing, when you see a player with a smile on his face, that generally tells you he feels pretty good. He's always going to try to gut it out. Eric Ibar is a tough player, but he feels healthy right now.
That'll even account at 1 ball, 1 strike. Herrera last night, his first 3 ABs, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. His last 3 ABs, 3 for 3, 3 singles and RBI, and it was a game winner in the 11th inning. So overall, a 3 for 6 performance for Jonathan Herrera. Here's the 1-2. Broken bat, bouncer toward the hole. Ibar with a terrific diving play. And right from the get-go, doesn't look like there's much of a problem with the break to his right.
Oh, tremendous range. Boy, I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to throw Herrera out in that spot, but off the end of the bat again for Herrera, finds the hole for another base hit, and Ibar showing some great range, making that play. The bottom line is he's not going to throw him out, but just to see him to make that kind of a play tells you he's healthy.
And last night we saw Herrera with a couple of those broken bat flares. He's on board, good speed. Ryan Spilborg steps in. He took over last night in right field for Brad Hopp. Just getting the day off today. Hopp ran into the short wall down the right field line. And Spilborg in that fill-in role went 0 for 4, getting the start tonight in right. And Joe's fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Coming off one of his not so good performances against the Chicago Cubs. Going 2 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned in that June 20th start at Wrigley Field. It's 3-0.
Yeah, when you struggle as a pitcher, the last 2 games, he's given up, 11 earned runs in his last 8 1/3. That first inning is so important for Joe. The confidence level. Now he's falling behind 3-0. He's got to fight his way back into this count and get a ground ball out.
Jerry Lane rings that one up in his 3 balls and a strike. 3rd consecutive start for Saunders against a National League ball club. Went against Milwaukee. Took the loss in that one. Then, of course, that Cubs loss at Wrigley. Quick throw over there. The Angels, as it stands right now, 5 games back now. The Texas Rangers, who beat the Houston Astros earlier this afternoon. 7-2 the final. Rangers rolling in on Tuesday night for the first of 3. There's a strike, and it's full count.
If you're Joe Saunders right now, you showed you could throw a strike now when you're trying to hit a spot. Just go right down the middle. Trust that movement. Don't try to hit a corner. See if you can get a ground ball. Go with a fastball now in the outer half. You don't have to go in the corner. Go to the outer half.
And he got him with that fastball. There's out number 1.
Good idea for Joe there. That's a good comeback, being down 3-0 in the count. It's a good fastball. Bobby sets that fastball in the outer half and gets the fastball there. Starts it off right at the corner instead of off the corner.
So here's Carlos Gonzalez, the center fielder. He was 1 for 4 last night with an RBI. Now with 43 runs batted in on the season. Still hitting over 300 at 303. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Big pitch for Saunders against a lot of the left-handers that are in this lineup. Helton and Hopp both out of the lineup. In this game, Hopp because of the injury. Helton probably just a day off against Saunders on the mound. No balls, 2 strikes.
And you mentioned how important that pitch is. You know, lefties hit 314 against. There's no reason why they should. As you can see, Joe Saunders very good after a loss. The all-time best as far as that now, a winning percentage of .727. Since 1920, at the top of the list for Joe Saunders. But again, getting back to that ability to throw the breaking pitch against left-handed batters.
And there goes Gonzalez swinging at a pitch in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts for Saunders. And it has to be a little comforting at the fact that you do have 4 left-handers in this lineup. You've got the switch hitter in Herrera. Take a look at the Honda replay. Pardon me. Howard's replay.
Well, that was a great break on that, too. You're way ahead of the count. You can expand the zone. Start out the middle part of the plate and then break it off the corner. That way a hitter will think it's a strike, make that commitment, and then a swing and a miss.
Joe has some experience under his belt against Colorado as Giambi settles in. 1-0 record, a 1.50 ERA, 6 innings of work coming into tonight's action. But you mentioned that opponent's batting average. Lefties hitting .314 against Saunders. Overall, a .290 batting average against. And even with the left-handers in their lineup, the Rockies a little bit better hitting group collectively against lefties than righties. The Rockies hitting .262 against the southpaws compared to the .259. The right-handers.
I think when you look at their approach, too, they go up the middle the other way against both righties and lefties. I think that allows them to stay inside against a left-handed pitcher and get their hits the other way.
On the ground, right to Mike Napoli. He'll take it himself. A leadoff single by Jonathan Herrera is stranded at first base. Just underway here at the Big A. We head to the bottom of the first and scoreless. Bottom of the first, no score. Angels lineup looks like this reminds you of Howie Kendrick leading things off at second base. Kevin Franzen at third base. Bobby Abreu at the DH. Corey Hunter at center. Hideki Matsui getting the start in left with Juan Rivera in right. Mike Napoli at first. Eric Ivar first starts June 14th. And Bobby Wilson doing the catching. Facing the right-hander by the name of Aaron Cook.
Aaron Cook with a great sinking fastball, 87 to 92. Good curveball, a 12-6 variety slider and a changeup. Talk about a key against Aaron Cook. If you're a hitter, you try to get that fastball up in the zone because that will flatten out. When he's down in the zone, he gets as many ground balls as anybody in the game.
Little chopper towards third. Ian Stewart charging in, retires Kendrick for the first down here in the bottom of the inning. Took a look at the defense for the Rockies. Smith, Gonzalez, Spilborg from left to right in the outfield. On the infield, Stewart, Barmas, Herrera, and Melvin Moore at first base, with Miguel Olivo doing the catching.
Melvin Moore playing some first base here for Colorado. We've seen him play some second with some third base, especially third base in his career with the Baltimore Orioles and New York Mets. Very versatile, now playing some first base, only his second career start there, but has some good range, should be solid there.
A lot of those different positions played in his career, coming with the New York Metropolitans. My, what a job they have done in the National League East, the Metropolitans, to get back into the race.
How'd they do it today against Minnesota?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the scoreboard lately.
Oh, the Twins won 6-0, I think.
This one into right field. Spilborg's coming on. Will play it on a hop. Kevin Franzen with a one-out base hit. There's that approach again, just shortening up and taking what's given to him.
As a pitcher going against a guy that will just put the ball in play, it's very difficult because you try to sneak fastballs on the outside part. He slaps to the left. He throws a slow breaking pitcher, change up inside. He could turn on it. We saw that fastball off the inside corner last night, hit the left field. Just shorten up the swing, put it in play. Contact hitter.
Bobby steps up now with one out, one on. Abreu was 1 for 5 in last night's game. 11th inning single that started that last frame for the Halos, but ended up being stranded at third base. Fifth game. DH for Abreu. He has scuffled in that role. Just 2 for 14 this year with an RBI. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cook is a guy that has struggled out on the road this year. 0-4 with a 7.38 ERA away from Coors Field. At Coors Field, completely different story. He's been phenomenal. 2-0 at a 2.40 ERA, considering the ballpark and the altitude. A guy that has always enjoyed pitching at home. That was just outside.
That is pretty amazing considering that's such a hitter's ballpark. It has been, and the humidor certainly has helped it out. But still, anything up in the strike zone is going to be covered at Coors Field.
Cook's coming off a start in which he allowed a season-low 3 hits against the Brewers. 7 innings. Took a no decision in that one. Bobby a bouncer toward the hole. Stewart's got it on the shortstop. High flip, and it goes over the head of Herrera and into right field. Franzen safe at second. Kevin never picked up the baseball. He thought that Herrera had it. Otherwise, he would have advanced over to third base. But as you see the bag at second, watch the replay here. There's a ribbon of sunshine near the bag, and you wonder if that ball just got in that sunshine. It never came out for Herrera.
And the thing is, Herrera just held the glove on Franzen to make it look like it was a play on him, and just stayed there like it was pretending they could see Franzen act like he tried to dive back. A break for the Angels, though. They got to take advantage of this early on in the game. You mentioned Aaron Cook struggling on the road. Joe Saunders has had a tough time at home, so both these pitchers early on is a big key for him.
Well, both teams last night struggled with men in scoring position. Rockies were 2 for 11, Angels 2 for 12, but the Rockies got the one that they needed the most. At the time, when it most counted. Story takes a strike. Stewart getting charged with an error. Bobby reaches on that fielder's choice. One for 5 night last night for Torrey, an RBI double. 24 runs batted in the month of June. Snowballs, 2 strikes.
Cook very quick to the plate also. Only now 1 stolen base against him this year. Only 1 attempt.
Oh, 2. Checked his swing. He asked for help. He did not go, says Brian Runge. Rockies overall defensively, at least in the outfield, don't move around a whole lot. They play pretty much every guy straight up. Gonzalez maybe a couple of steps towards right center and center field. Breaking ball lofted in the air to shallow right center field. Herrera's going out. Spielberg's coming in. Nobody can get it. And everybody is safe. Spielberg, for whatever reason, decided to throw home. And I think that's because of the big turn by Kevin Franzen at third base. If he goes to second base, there's a chance they force out Abreu. Bobby held up to make sure that ball fell down.
Was a different read on that one, too. Franzen was going right away. He was committed to thinking that ball was going to fall in. You see him read it, and he's going. And Bobby had to make sure that ball was down, and Franzen was thinking about trying to score on that, but Dino Evil held him up, especially with Matsui coming up. A good low ball hitter, and Aaron Cook throws a lot of sinking fastballs.
So Franzen, Abreu, and Hunter around the horn on the bases from third to first. Matsui steps up, getting to start in left field tonight, a .259 average with 9 home runs. 41 runs batted in as he takes that sinking fastball down and away. Matsui had a helmet on, was stretching it out late in the game, but did not pinch hit. Had the day off instead, with Rivera getting to start in left field and Reggie Willits in center. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. For the most part, a good situation for the Angels this year. The bases loaded, a .315 average, a couple of grand slams. Abreu and Morales. The 2-0. That's high. 3 balls and no strikes.
3-0 count. Mike Scioscia will give Matsui the option. A veteran hitter like Matsui will look for a spot to be able to drive the ball in the air, but he will be given the green light here if it's a pitch he can drive.
Matsui out to straightaway center field. Gonzalez back at the wall. Gone! Godzilla goes boom! 4-0 Angels. Matsui's 10th home run of the year, now with 45 runs batted in.
Well, the trust factor by Mike Scioscia giving him that chance to swing 3-0. Knowing he was going to try to center a pitch to drive, and he got that pitch for the grand slam.
Make that 3 slams for the Angels. Career home run number 150 for Hideki Matsui, his 6th career grand slam.
Boy, sinker ball specialist when the ball is up and flattens out, and that ball was flattened out and crushed. The dead central. Gonzalez was poised to try to jump up and make the play, but unable to do so. Oh, what a start for the Halos here after a tough loss last night. 4 spot ready in the first inning.
That's 150 Major League home runs. Now 18 shy of 500 professional home runs between Japan and here in Major League Baseball. Rivera bouncer to short. Barmas has got it. There's out number 2. Boy, Franzen, a base hit to right field. The Abreu chopper over to Ian Stewart, which he threw over the head of Herrera, kept the inning alive. Torrey Hunter, a blooper that loaded the bases up for Matsui. At one swing of the bat, it's 4-0 Angels. Here's Napoli with 2 outs. The base is clear. Fouls off the first pitch. Mike had a 2-hit game last night, 2 for 5. A couple of singles and a run scored. Just missing low, and evens a count of 1-1. But for a moment there, Carlos Gonzalez got back to the wall. It looked as if perhaps that pitch wasn't going to get out, as this one's lofted to center. This one will stay in the yard. Gonzalez squeezes it for the 3rd out. But Hideki Matsui with one swing of the bat here in the bottom of the 1st gives the Angels a 4-0 lead after 1 inning complete. Network with the most 3G coverage. Top of the 2nd, Angels up by the score of 4-0, courtesy of that guy right there. Career grand slam number 6 as Melvin Mora takes outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Mora, Olivo, and Stewart for the Rockies here in the 2nd inning. Melvin did pitch hit last night, drew a walk. He's getting to start at first, in place of Todd Helton. That one catches the corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Talk about that big shutdown inning. This is definitely it. Joe Saunders.
Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders had a fairly easy first inning, including a couple of strikeouts after giving up the leadoff base hit to Jonathan Herrera. Gets more to the sky, went to right center field. Rivera's there. He's out number 1. Hey, Angel fans, tomorrow is Kaiser Family Sunday. All kids 12 and under will be invited down to the field to run the bases following the game. So bring the whole family out for a fun afternoon at the Big A. Purchase your tickets right now at angelsbaseball.com or any of the Angels Stadium ticket windows.
I'm still stuffed from yesterday's food, Victor. How about you?
You did some major league crushing.
It was so good for you, too.
If food
Especially
eating
cotton candy
were a sport, you'd be the Lance Armstrong.
Thank you for the confidence.
I'd want you leading the charge. Leave on the hole and no balls and 2 strikes. Our thanks again to everyone down at the Diamond Club for hosting us down there. Chef Dave, a master in the kitchen. As Oliva goes down swinging, strikeout number 3 for Saunders, out number 2 here in the second inning.
Nice job as far as elevating the fastball. Bobby Wilson wants to target up, and that's what Joe Saunders did. It completes the strikeout. The cotton candy, it's charging up after us.
You know, it's $183.75 for a full pallet of cotton candy.
Oh, yes, I remember very well. My arms aren't any longer now to be able to reach into the pocket to pay for that whole tray.
It, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh, see now.
Well, if it was multicolors like that, I probably would have made it.
It matches us tonight.
Yes.
Look at that. Equal opportunity cotton candy salesperson. Yeah, you got to get it done. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Ian Stewart. Product of La Quinta High School.
And it's not sticky at all when you have cotton candy on the hands at all.
Down low. 3 balls and a strike. Stewart rolling this one foul into the camera well. Full count now. Joe trying to go that 1-2-3 frame for that shutdown inning. The 3-2. Stewart takes inside and there's a walk. First issued by Saunders. So a man on with 2 away here in the second. And Seth Smith, another left-handed batter coming up. Rockies in their win last night, racking out 10 hits. And if you look at both of these ball clubs, they are eerily similar when you start looking at the overall offensive numbers, from batting average or home runs, runs scored, slugging. Virtually the same. Rockies at 39-34. The Angels at 41-35. Just their former Rocky skipper, Angel great, now the hitting coach for Colorado. Certainly has an aggressive bunch. Certainly doesn't help that Troy Tulowitzki is going to be out for another 4 to 5 weeks, as this one's grounded weakly to second. Howie will go on to first. Smith is retired for out number 3. Middle of the second here at the Big A. The Angels up by the score of 4-0. 8-9-1 for the Halos here in the second. First start since June the 14th against the Milwaukee Brewers. That's when he got taken out at second base by Casey McGee. Meniscal damage to the knee, but no time on the DL. Glad to see him back in uniform. And at that point, he was getting back on track offensively. Batting average at .271 with a home run, 13 RBIs. That's pulled foul just over the head of Alfredo Griffin. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's seen the ball well. He was doing an incredible job as far as bunting, getting infield hits, putting the ball in play, getting into fastball counts. Now it's tough to get that timing back. Hopefully we'll be able to just start seeing some pitches and put it in play.
Breaking ball is yanked right to first base. Melvin Moore has got it. And there's out number 1. So with 1 out, nobody on, Bobby Wilson will step up. Bobby hitting 189 on the year. 1 home run. It was first major league home run. Came back on June the 16th here at the Big A. Lays off the breaking pitch. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, he had a big smile on his face after that shot. Remember, he was giving his dad the baseball for Father's Day.
This one grounded over to Barmas. Retired for round number 2. Yeah, that smile continued on into Chicago. That 3-game set at Wrigley Field.
Now batting number 47, Howie Kendrick.
William St. Marcel. Kids run the show here at the Big A. That's how Gooby and I have our jobs. Because that is about our level.
It's a kid's game, right?
That's what they say. We'll have our own guest here coming up in the 3rd. Retires Kendrick, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Cook. 2 in the books. Angels up 4-0. The Angels, Victor Rojas with Mark Kubica and Quincy Pfeiffer. How old are you, Quincy?
I'm 10.
10 years old. Now, you are running the show here. So this is your booth. So you tell us what you want us to do. That guy there is Clint Barmas batting for the Rockies. Is he any good?
So far, Clint Barmas is having an average season. So far, it's 0-2.
Nice.
Joe Saunders, 77 miles per hour. He just threw his 33rd pitch, 10 balls, 23 strikes.
Hey, Quincy, I'm going to leave you the keys to my car, buddy. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm
All
off for the rest of the night. That's the better stuff than I could ever come up with.
This one.
Hot fly, and it's gone.
Oh, Quincy. Clint Barmas, a home run.
That's his 5th of the season, man.
It's not good.
Oh, Zipman just kept carrying down that left field corner. You know how to break it down, man. Good job. You got to somehow try to keep that ball in the ballpark. See if we get this guy out here for you. He's got like 4 hits in a row. 3 hits last night and a hit the first time up.
Herrera had a leadoff single to start this ballgame off and was stranded there. But Quincy, if you're going to give up a home run, if you're Joe Saunders, you're better off giving up just a solo home run, right?
Yep.
Especially with a 4-0 lead. Well, now it's 4-1.
Yeah, but I don't have the bases loaded like Hideki did.
How about that home run?
That was a shot.
That was a legit shot, huh? Is that how you hit him?
Sort of.
Sort of. Right-handed or left-handed? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Right-handed. You swing hard?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ground ball, Eric Ibar throws right to Napoli. 1 out.
We're going to see the replay here. Tell us what happened here on the home run.
The batter alive when I want to see a pitch right down the middle.
Wow. That's legit breaking it down.
He did. It's that fastball right there, huh, Quincy? When you hit that fastball there, you know you got a good shot to get it out of the ballpark.
Ryan Spilborns.
First time up, he got struck out swinging. He just took a... Wait, what?
81 miles an hour.
Change up.
He just took an 81 mile per hour change up. Second pitch. Fastball, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Perfect.
Always wanted to be a broadcaster? Mom signed you up?
No, my grandpa did.
Grandpa did. Thanks, Grandpa. That's awesome. You can hang with us, man. And you got a Mark Gubicza autograph on the baseball card.
Yeah. I got this a couple games ago.
A couple of games ago or a couple of years ago?
Oh, a couple of games ago. Attaboy. Way to go,
A month
Quincy.
or 2.
There you go.
We've gone from days to months, Scooby.
It's only been a couple months, though.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Foul ball. He's staying alive.
What do you think he's going to throw him here now? 2-2, he turned on that fastball. What do you think? What pitch?
Change up outside corner.
Oh, I like it. I'm thinking right with you here, Quincy.
We're going to see the catcher giving the signs. Here's Bobby Wilson.
He's going to go fastball outside corner. Close.
Strike 3. 2 outs. We got Carlos Gonzalez up.
You could, because you're a guest, you can tell Spilborns, sit down.
Yeah.
Now he's polite. See, Victor?
2 outs.
Way to go, Quince. By the way, Spilborn didn't really have a real good convincing swing of that fastball on the outside corner.
No, half-hearted.
I think he was looking for the changeup that Quincy called.
That is strikeout number.
Strikeout number 4 for Joe Saunders this game.
Carlos Gonzalez up now. He was a strikeout victim the first time. Got him on a big breaking pitch.
Took a fastball right on the outside corner. Looked good to me, but he hit it deep. Torhunter got under it. He got out.
Nice job, Quincy Piper. 10 years of age. Future broadcaster for the Angels.
Dude, way to go.
Much. Rockies get on the board. Angels still lead it by the score of 4-1. Barmas putting the Rockies on the board with his 5th home run of the year and his 33rd RBI. Leading off the top of the frame is Kevin Francis. Takes a strike. Kevin 1 for 1. He had a single to right field. Scored a run in the first. Has the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, what a nice job Quincy Pfeiffer did.
Yeah, he did a nice job. A good comeback, too. His first batter, Barmas, hit that home run, but after that, he shut him down.
Yeah. This one out to right, playable for Spilborghs. There's the first out here in the 3rd inning. Aaron Cook's a guy that doesn't strike out a lot of guys, doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's 1-to-1 basically on the ratio from strikeout to walks. 36 strikeouts this year, 37 walks. He is a guy that, by definition, is a pitch-to-contact guy.
And particularly down in the strike zone, you talk about one of the best in the game, not only in the National League, but all of baseball as far as getting ground ball after ground ball. You play the majority of your games in Coors Field, you're going to want to be a ground ball pitcher.
You don't have much of a choice.
See that over the last 5 seasons, leads all National League pitches as far as ground ball outs per 9 innings. Works down in the strike zone so well. The sink action, it's not overpowering, but you don't need to be overpowering down in the strike zone. Just trust your infielders to make the plays behind you.
2nd round pick in '97 by the Rockies. Last year 11-6 and a 4.16 ERA as Bobby takes low. And good thing we're at home at the big game, because pitchers don't get to bat here, and if Aaron Cook would swing at the bat, it's just like another guy in the line. 241 this year, Aaron Cook. 2 doubles and an RBI.
With him and Carlos Zambrano facing off each other in the National League, although Carlos won't be around for a bit to hit again.
Aaron's a little bit more mild-mannered.
Slightly.
Bobby rolling this one to first. Mora picking it up. There's out number 2. Why couldn't the Toronto's blown a gasket when the Angels were down?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was going to call you up and to see what happened with Zambrano. We were thinking, okay, he's an emotional guy. Get him off that Z train as far as our keys to the game. But he was locked in that day, but certainly wasn't yesterday. He's not going to be pitching for a bit for the Cubbies.
They've had an interesting year and a half, haven't they? With Milton Bradley last year, Carlos this year.
And Lou Piniella has always had to stand out there and answer those questions about players that at times are very difficult to coach. And it's hard for Lou, because Lou is such a player's manager. For him to try to stick up for these guys when they go crazy like they did, it's tough.
On a high note, though, Lou and Steve Stone have patched up their differences about Tyler Colvin. As Torrey shots this one off to the right, it's 1-2.
Well, there's always Colvin, Gibb, and Rainbow, I would guess. That's important for him and Steve Stone to get along well.
Yeah, absolutely. Torrey had that bloop single in the first inning, so 1 for 1 night thus far. You see how far Oliva was set up off the plate?
He was almost in the left-handers, midway through the left-handers batter's box.
There he goes again. Down goes Jordan. Another 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Cook. He's retired 8 in a row since giving up the grand slam to Hideki Matsui. The Angels still lead at 4-1. So one, it'll be Jason Giambi, Melvin Moore, Miguel Olivo here to face Joe Saunders. There's a big dog in our booth. Snoopy's in the house. It is Snoopy's bobblehead now. Camp Snoopy.
Camp Snoopy. Oh, Snoopy's the best.
Congratulations on Peanuts celebrating their diamond anniversary. Charles Schultz, of course, the creator. I heard you had a big, I guess you're a big fan of mascots in general.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Mascots and clown, are you one of those things?
Yes.
Man, look at this. Look at that. That is big league.
That's going on my office, right next to my Joe DiMaggio signed baseball.
Saunders missing upstairs, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You think we get Snoopy to put the paw print on the wall? Can you do that for us? Since you and he are pretty tight, apparently. Snoopy, will you sign our wall? I can't hear you.
He said he would.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Oh, you understand. You understand Beagle. Yes. Oh, great. We got that going for you. Napoli take this snow with out number 1.
Very versatile I am.
Still one out here. It's a little freaky now. Snoopy hanging out. Melvin Mora stepping up. Rally Monkey's looking for some love. Hanging out.
There's Snoopy with the Rally Monkeys. I have every Charlie Brown holiday special on DVD, VHS.
Yeah.
Checking you out, Victor.
Blowing kisses to Jill. Statesman. Mora checked his swing, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get a chase that off-speed pitch, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice. Mora out to deep left field. Matsui's going to play this one on a hop bit. Yep, he does. Comes back to him, but Mora is in him second with a 1-out double. So 1 pitch at 1 zone that you don't want to feed Melvin Moore. That's the inside part of the plate.
He doesn't miss that a whole lot. I think he tried to throw a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and he cut across that fastball and ran in the inside part. Melvin Moore continues to swing the bat well against Joe Saunders. Coming into the game 8 for 18 with 1 home run against him. Now 1 for 2 in this ball game.
There's a strike on the outside corner to Miguel Olivo, who was a strikeout victim in the second. 1 of 4 punch-outs for Joe Saunders.
Olivo's another guy, too. Loves the fastball. Good power.
Time is called as Wilson's going to go out and talk things over. Joe at 58 pitches right now. 38 have gone for strikes. Snoopy just taking it all in.
Wondering what that discussion was between Bobby Wilson and Joe Saunders on that 1-1 pitch.
Snoopy's wondering the same thing.
Yep.
That would foul back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Smart pitch by Joe Saunders. A changeup there. Olivo loves the fastball. I think he was getting the fastball in that count, 1-1. Now fastball just off the outside corner after that changeup. That's that good combination that Saunders has. Changeup, fastball.
A guy you got to be careful to as well. 10 home runs this year. He had 23 last year for Kansas City. Checked his swing and fouled it back. That right there, a product of a guy looking out over the plate.
Exactly what he was doing. Elevate the fastball. He's looking out over the plate, thinking maybe another changeup or maybe a breaking pitch. Trying to guess along with Joe.
Count is even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joe's allowed 3 hits. A single by Herrera to start the ball game. The leadoff home run by Barnes in the 3rd. The double here with 1 out. Melvin Moore. He's still at second base. The 2-2. Fouled off to the right. Full count now.
Hey, Joe, when he landed in the same area that Aaron Cook would, and stumbled just a bit enough to be able to make that pitch elevated out of the strike zone. But here now, a tough pitch. 3-2. Believe it's definitely looking fastball. Still, Joe Saunders got a good enough fastball to get him out if he locates it well.
Fouled straight back. Who's on that fastball?
Fastball, middle part of the plate, and elevated. I think the one pitch Joe has had trouble with this whole season has been that sinking fastball. Getting on top, to be able to make it work away from the right-handed batter. Sink action on the outside corner. Be a perfect pitch to throw right in this spot.
Bouncer toward the middle. That's into center field for a base hit. Mora is going to come around and score. It is 4-2 Angels. RBI single by Miguel Olivo.
We can see Bobby Wilson wanted that fastball down and away. Fastball to be in the middle part of the plate. Anytime you see a catcher reaching back for a pitch, it means it's not hitting the spot.
Here's Stewart. He picked up a walk in the 2nd inning. One and only walk as time was called. Bobby Wilson apparently calling for time. Saw Joe kind of falling off the mound there. At least didn't throw the ball. Never fun.
Never a big fan of going through your delivery and stopping right in the middle. I think at that point you have to go through and throw the ball.
Stewart breaks his bat down a right field line. This one is hooking and is foul. So 0-1 count on Ian Stewart. First round pick in 2003. 25 home runs last year. Although the batting average down at 228 mark for the season. This year, batting average up a little bit at 255 with 8 home runs. He scuffled against left-handed pitching. So 204 batting average. 0-1. It's down low.
All of a sudden, the Rockies feel a big part of this ball game. Getting a run in the third, run in the fourth here now. Angels start off so strong with 4 runs in the first inning. The offense has been shut down since by Aaron Cook.
Good breaking pitch. It's 1-2. Here's a 1-2, and he got him with a breaking pitch. Here's out number 2. Strikeout number 5.
The breaking pitch again by Joe Saunders. Staying on top. Look how he gets over the front leg with that breaking pitch and able to snap it off the outside corner. Such a big key for Joe Saunders. Staying long enough over the pitching rubber to work downhill over that front leg. With a better arm slide as far as being able to snap the breaking pitch.
I mean, a perfect example of that is just following Joe after delivery. The way he lands. He's landing in a good fielding position as he did in that one. Mechanically, he is sound through his delivery. When he's falling off to the third base side, not so much on those other instances. They got a lead picked up. Napoli's third at second is in time. Nice pick off by Joe Saunders. Terrific play by Mike Napoli. Still learning how to play first base. Neatly handled. The Rockies do get a run on the Olivo RBI base hit. Snoopy, we bid you adieu. Angels.
Boy, Matsui gets the green light. 3-0. Bases loaded. Matsui going big by the grand slam.
And at that point, it put the Angels up by the score of 4-0. That was our One West Bank play of the game. Takes ball 1 outside. Aaron Cook, since giving up that home run, though, has retired the last 8 in a row, including his first and only strikeout of this ball game. Cook giving up 3 hits in that first. A couple of singles and that home run as this one was bounced over to Herrera. There's out number 1.
Aaron Cook settling in now, getting a lot of ground ball outs. Now with 6 ground ball outs in this ball game here with 1 out in the 4th.
Another great crowd on hand last night. 37,000 plus here at the Big A. Last weekend of interleague action. homestand continues next week with 3 against Texas, 3 against Kansas City next weekend. Cook delivers outside for ball 1. Juan's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short.
Corner. Boy, to spot that fastball inside, outside, trusting the movement. Now, if you're a pitcher on the Angel side, or even if you're on the Rocky side, you just look at how Aaron Cook goes about his business as far as spotting that fastball.
Grounded over to Ian Stewart. 2 outs. Major fans of Texas Rangers invade that Big A for the first time in a 3-game series. On Tuesday, be sure to wear your red. Support the Halos. Make sure the Rangers have the best building one in 2010 for ticket savings up to 50% during the series. Or for more information about this Morgan West showdown, just visit angelsbaseball.com. Vladimir Guerrero, of course, having a very good year for Texas Rangers. Number of guys are right now. Glad Vladdy could make it all the way from Arlington to watch tonight's contest.
It's pretty amazing that he did have a day game in Arlington before he made his way back up here to fly back for tomorrow's game.
G5s are fast. Napoli hit a fly ball to center field in his first AB, so he's 0 for 1. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Cook's only thrown 54 pitches. Napoli swings through the 55th. It's 2-1. Just enough action and movement on his pitches. Good location.
Doesn't waste any time in between pitches. Doesn't even move off the pitching rubber. Just ready to go out there and attack the zone down.
Napoli breaks his bat. Almost hits Ibar in the on-deck circle. Barber's in the tire zone for another 1, 2, 3 innings. 4 complete here at the Big A. Angels still up by the score 4-2. Find out more of what's possible at AT&T.com. Rethink possible. 4-2 Halos here in the 5th inning. Seth Smith leads things off. He was at the plate when Miguel Olivo was picked off. And the 4th. It's a 1-ball, no strike count. Take that breaking ball down low. It's 2-0 now. Smith had a ground out in the 2nd inning, so 0 for 1 thus far. Joe Saunders, 72 pitches, 47 for strikes, 5 strikeouts. No walks, pardon me, one walk that came in the second inning. This one out to center, playable for Toy. Down number 1.
Joe would like to get a quick inning here to get a chance to go deep in this ball game. Your pitch right now, the mindset's got to be is it should be every single game you take the mound as a starter. I want to go 7, 8, possibly 9 innings. This one is with 2 complete games on the season, 1 shutout.
Barmer swinging at that first pitch changeup. Rivera, long run, will run out of room. That's just about the area in which Brad Hopp ran into that wall last night. Coming out of the ball game, but not playing tonight.
May be available to pinch hit today and tomorrow. Day to day, they're saying.
Oh, 1 on its way. Barmes takes away. Clint Barmes hit that solo home run to lead off the 3rd inning. His 5th of the year, picking up his 33rd RBI. Putting the Rockies on the board. Breaks his bat, bounces one over to Franzen at third base. Kevin, with every game, just looking more and more comfortable at third base. Granted, just like anything else, when you've got a position player, even a pitcher, and you know your role. And we assume at this point, the way Kevin's been swinging the bat and the way he's been playing defensively, he is going to be the guy on an everyday basis at third base, barring any other drastic move. But just settling in. We saw him make some erratic throws early on, but unless you get the repetitions, it's difficult to kind of get the feel for a position.
Exactly. Great point, Vic. Remember, he may have some trouble with that, particularly in that throw from third base, coming in and making that throw on the move. Threw it up the line. Different throw for him normally than it would be when he's playing second base or a little bit of shortstop. Well, he's got acclimated very well. He made a great play on Todd Helton last night.
Yeah, that ball was behind him. He said his arm kind of rolled over. Still got up and got Helton at first base. The fans at Fellows down at the Diamond Club certainly appreciated that play. Us gushing over Kevin Franzen as they were part of the Todd Helton fan club.
And they were real happy. They were just barking out. Great play.
It's a big old hitter. Jonathan Herrera grounds out to Saunders. A 1-2-3 inning for Joe. Nicely done. Bottom of the 5th. That's where we're headed. Angels still up. Trying to get some base runners here. They haven't had one since the 1st inning. That's when they scored 4 runs on the Matsui grand slam. Since that point, 11 batters in a row retired by Aaron Cook as Eric Ibar takes a strike. Ibar, Wilson, Kendrick, 8, 9, and 1. Eric hit the ball hard in his first stab at, but lined out to Melvin Moore at first. This one's hard hit right to second. Herrera's got it. Herrera's out number 1. Hey, you go to work 5 days a week, smirk at the camera, pull pranks on Dwight. That's not your office, that's the office. The Office, weeknights at 7:30 right here on My 13.
That's not your office?
No. My office. The office. Whatever. Here's Bobby Wilson, grounded out at his first plate appearance. Shows bunt, Bobby Wilson does. Pulls it back, takes the ball. Only one other game ongoing right now in Major League Baseball. Bobby pops this one. Near the plate, Miguel Oliva. It's a catch for out number 2. That game is in Oakland. Athletics leading the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-0. That game at the top of the 5th inning. Everything else is done. How about that?
On a day game baseball on Saturday. I believe that Dodger game's over with against the Yankees, too. That was going on forever.
Just under 4 hours. Something in the water here in Southern California. Where did we go last night? 4:12?
Is that Groundhog Day?
Now he's 0 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike on him. Really pleasant night tonight, too, here. Ball at 69 degrees at game time. A cool breeze. Kendrick lines it towards second, and there's a 1 hopper to Herrera. He gets up and retires Kendrick for another 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Cook. 5 of the floats here at the Big A Angels. Still up 4-2. Good look at Torrey Hunter's locker here at the Big A. Love those all-star game chairs. Coming up July 13th. Not that far away. 2 weeks from Tuesday.
Amazing how fast that's coming on right now. What's Torrey doing in the voting as far as starting in the outfield? He should be up there at the tops.
Well, I don't know that he'll get in via the voting. Pretty good chance that he gets in via the player vote, perhaps. So he'll be putting up terrific numbers, especially with the big month that June has had with the RBIs. Picking up the slack for Kendry Morales. And Jared Weaver, without question, even with the 7-3 mark, very much deserving an all-star nod.
4 times he left late with leads late. Went away from. He could have easily 11 wins.
Rocky setting up 2, 3, and 4 spillboards. Gonzalez Giambi here against Saunders. Spillboards twice he's struck out, so he's 0 for 2. 2 balls and a strike. Joe's falling behind at 3-1. Spielberg's out of Santa Barbara, California, with the UC Santa Barbara. Swings through the fastball. It's a full count now.
It's a big out, too, for Saunders now with the middle of the lineup coming up for the Rockies. Carlos Gonzalez on deck, followed by Giambi and Mora, who's hit the Angels very well, and Joe Saunders. So you have to get this very speedy base runner right now out.
He walked it. Leadoff man is on board here with Carlos Gonzalez coming up. Gonzalez 0 for 2 in this one with a strikeout and a fly ball to center. We've had our answer to our question as to where Torrey stands in the voting. 7th in the American League. The vote total still coming in. Joe again falling behind at 1 ball, no strikes. Hey, show your support by voting today so that Torrey and all the rest of the Angels get an opportunity to play right here in front of the hometown crowd on July 13th. Vote early, vote often, vote Angels, vote today. You can do it at angelsbaseball.com. Gonzalez out to left field. Matsui is there, makes the catch. 1 out.
Matsui's done a nice job when Mike Scioscia's put him in left field. He positioned himself perfectly to be able to make a play like that. Yes, the range isn't there that it used to be with the knees and the number of surgeries he's had on there. But being in position, that first quick step, able to make the plays. Mike Scioscia, Ron Renneke will have him positioned to be able to make it easier for him to get that first step and be able to cover enough ground to make the play.
Giambi swinging at the first pitch and fouling it off for strike 1. Jason is twice grounded out to Mike Napoli. Breaking ball on the corner. Still balls and 2 strikes. He went around on the breaking pitch. Down goes Giambi for out number 2.
Saunders he's having pretty good consistent breaking pitch throughout this ballgame, particularly against the left-handed batters. So you're getting over that front leg, snapping that pitch way ahead of the count. You have an opportunity to do so. Get a very patient hitter out. You're swinging out in front of that slider.
Strikeout number 6 for Joe, and that's the 3rd time this year in which he has struck out 6 batters in a game. That's his high water mark. Did it against Oakland on May 14th. Did it against Toronto on May 24th. Spielberg still at first base. Saunders misses low on Moore. That's 2 balls and no strikes. Most strikeouts that Joe has had in a game in his career, 9. Did that in September 2008, September 29th to be exact, against the Texas Rangers. Took something off of that breaking pitch. He drops it. It's 2-1.
He'll get over curveball behind an account 2-0 to be able to throw something different. Melvin Moore very good as far as hitting the fastball. Was in a great fastball count. Right back again with the curveball.
Tap foul, 2-2. Mora doubled To left center field the fourth inning. Came around to score the Rockies' second run. 1 for 2 for Moore. See Spilborg's over at first. Napoli keeping him close. Full count. Spilborgs will be off of the pitch with 2 outs. Napoli will play just behind Spilborg at first base.
A little curveball here.
3-2 is hooked foul down the left field line.
Melvin Moore right now timing that breaking pitch. You can sneak a fastball at the belt and get a half.
Pop him up. Going with the fastball there. Napoli squeezed it. There is out number 3. Nicely done for Joe Saunders. And with the 6th inning, Angels still up 4-2. Hey, that's right. The final day of the annual canned food drive here at the Big A. Donors will receive a special Angels team photo, and if you donate at least 10 items, you'll receive 2 view-level tickets to a future Angels home game. Proceeds benefit the Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. Bottom of the 6th inning here at the Big A. Kevin Franzen, Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter here at the bottom of the 6th. Up 4-2. Franzen 1 for 2 with a single and a fly ball to right. So he'll take the strike into the knees. Snowball is 2 strikes. 10 ground outs, 4 fly ball outs, 1 strikeout for Aaron Cook tonight.
See Kevin Franzen just consistently putting the ball in play. 360 tops amongst batters with 75 at bats. Another ground ball out for Aaron Cook, though. Just nasty movement on his pitches.
First out here in the 6th inning brings up Bobby Abreu.
Thing is with Aaron Cook, though, he's just throwing nothing but fastballs and working down in the zone. 15 in a row. Well, as a hitter right now, you got to try to step out of the batter's box, throw him out of his rhythm. Whatever you try to do to get him out of his game, try to get him to elevate a fastball.
That's 15 in a row since the slam by Matsui in the first inning. Certainly didn't rattle him. Bobby grounds it sharply to second. Herrera's got the skimmer. Matter of fact, Cook, after giving up the grand slam with one out in that first inning, got Herrera to ground out and after he hit the fly ball out. He's dropped that thing into cruise control since.
When you're a veteran pitcher and you've given up those 4 runs in the first inning, you trust your offense to get back. Then it becomes at a point in your mind where you go, I got to throw up some zeros. I got to go deep in the ball game. Give us a chance to win, and he certainly has since that grand slam from Matsui.
He has not changed one thing, however. He has stayed on the outside part of the plate. This one's coming back in, bouncing high off the plate. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. So hitters haven't adjusted to him, and he's certainly not going to change. If he's continuing to get outs on that outside corner, then I'm going to stay out there.
I wouldn't change at all. They're going to. You can even go a baseball or 2 off the outside corner. You see Olivo at times setting off into the left-hander's batter's box against right-handed batters. Why would you not? If you're going to swing at it, why would you throw anything different? Just stay fastball. See if he sets up again on the outside part. He's 0-2. Going fastball off the outside corner by a lot.
Grounded over to first. I mean, I don't even think I've seen one fastball on the inside part of the plate to a right-handed batter tonight. Another 1-2-3 inning. We are through 6, and the Angels still up 4-2. Rocky setting up Olivo, Stewart, and Smith here against Joe Saunders. Joe now at 97 pitches. 62 for strikes, 6 punch outs, 2 walks allowed. Some action going in the Angels bullpen with Kevin Jepson starting to get loose and play some catch. Miguel Olivo, 1 for 2. Swings through that first pitch changeup.
That was a great changeup. Staying on top of that pitch. Jepson following up behind. Depending on what type of inning Joe Saunders has here, he has a clean, quick one. He might have the opportunity to go back out there in the 8th. It was the second time Joe, in the middle of his delivery, has had to stop from throwing. Time was called.
Only 2 guys did not pitch last night, Trevor Bell and Scott Shields. The rest of the bullpen saw action in the 11-inning game. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, Scott Shields is getting closer to being the Scott Shields we saw many, many years here with the Angels, a dominant setup guy. Last 6 or 7 innings, great stuff.
2 balls and 1 strike. Good off speed. Throwing that circle change and turning it over. It is 2-2 for Scott.
6 1/3 scoreless innings. Very good. Big numbers there. 0 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Just got a piece of it, Diddle-Levo.
I still think the best combination for Joe Saunders, sinker on the outside corner, back it up with that circle changeup. With the circle changeup right now.
And he got him with that pitch. Such a tantalizing pitch because it gets a hitter so excited because it looks like it's right down the middle of the plate. All of a sudden it just dies on you. Hey fans, next Wednesday, June 30th, all fans in attendance will receive a free Joe Saunders bobblehead dog courtesy of Banco Popular. Cheer your Halos on the victory against the Rangers and get a free Saunders bobblehead purchase. Those tickets today at angelsbaseball.com.
I don't know if he's throwing the circle change up there, but I think he's throwing the curveball grip. Going over that front leg. Just like that one.
Well, mechanically, he's looked like that guy tonight, unlike his 2 previous starts. Late on that one is Stewart. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now he has him set up for that slider off the outside corner, similar to the pitch he threw to Jason Giambi at 0-2.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Try to elevate that fastball. It's a change eye level. We're ready with that breaking pitch right now.
Just got a piece of it. Crowder Baines at a ball and 2 strikes. Let's play by skipper Jim Tracy in the dugout.
How great is he? Jim Tracy, one of the best in the game. You can talk to him, ask him one thing, and he'll explain the entire history of the game of baseball, his team, his former teams he managed. Just a super guy.
2-2. He is an all-timer. He has got time for anybody. Fouled straight back. Breaking ball, got him looking down, goes Stewart. There's out number 2.
Well, that breaking pitch looked like it backed up on Joe, but froze Stewart, who was looking out over the plate. You see Wilson setting up on the outside part, but it backed up on him, still froze him, gets a big punch out. 2 in a row here in the 7th for Joe.
That's 8 strikeouts, 1 away from tying his career high in what will probably be his last inning. Facing another left-handed batter, Seth Smith, who is 0 for 2 with a ground ball to second, a fly ball to center. Missing down and away. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error, 3 left on for Colorado. 4 runs, 3 hits, and 0 left on for the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike. Final game of the series tomorrow. Ulysse Chassin going for the Rockies, the young right-hander. With electric stuff going up against the young Irvin Santana himself. This one on the ground towards second. Howie to the backhand's got it. A 1-2-3 inning. Joe Saunders very happy, and so is Mrs. Saunders. Very happy as Janelle. It is 4-3 Angels. happy, as is his pitching coach, Mike Butcher. Let's hug it out, guys. All right, nice job. 7 solid, 8 strikeouts, a season high for Sando. Hideki Matsui leads things off, takes ball 1.
When we got that last out, he had a little bit of a fist pump. You want to see that at Joe Saunders. Just have that emotion going once again, where you see him competitive, confident. Certainly had a very good fastball. His best breaking pitch of the season. 8 punch-outs. Only 2 walks allowed. It's a great performance for Joe. Something he needed, something the ball club needed.
2 balls and a strike on Hideki. Fernando Rodney's up and loosening. Fernando pitched the game last night. In that 8th inning, he's the guy that allowed the tying run to come in. Going to bounce back after that performance. Matsui takes low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Time was called. Well, Aaron Cook also kind of caught in between there, so perhaps maybe some late timeouts by Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire, now that it's happened to both guys. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. How about a base runner? First time since the first inning. The Angels have gotten a man on against Aaron Cook. First walk issued by Cook in this one.
See if he's got that same sinker. Pitching out of the stretch position as Reggie Wills comes in to pinch hit for Hideki Matsui. It's a big run here for the Halos. Get some insurance. Take a little pressure off the bullpen. Will be called on to be able to get the last 6 out of the ball game, out of the bullpen now after 7 solid from Joe Saunders.
Cook getting an opportunity to work from the stretch for the first time in a long time.
Always forgets how to do it. Last time he pitched out of stretch, he was bases loaded. He gave up a grand slam. That was it.
Juan Rivera 0 for 2. Twice he's grounded out. Once to short, once to third. Quick throw to first base, and Reggie is back in there.
So Aaron Cook's very difficult to be able to steal against. Holds the ball well, has a quick move. Even has a couple pickoffs this season.
There goes Reggie. The hit and run is on, and it works to perfection. Willits around second, in at third easily. A base knock for Juan Rivera. The Halos have runners at first and third with nobody out here. And Mike Napoli coming to the plate.
Boy, the best way to negate a guy who has a great pickoff move, difficult to steal against, go the hit and run. It's also very important for a hitter to be able to track the baseball and not overswing. Just hit the ball on the ground like Juan did. That was a fastball up. A very difficult pitch to be able to hit on the ground. But Juan Rivera did a great job, and Reggie Wills did a nice job of getting over to third base.
Napoli 0 for 2, a fly to center, ground ball is short. The Rockies will give up that run and looking for that double play ball. Even Stewart, the third baseman, playing deep. Napoli laid on the fastball, fouls it off to the right. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's one of the few times that Aaron Cook has thrown that fastball on the inside part of the plate to a right-handed batter.
I was trying to jam like Napoli there too, but man, we talked about getting out of the stretch position. It was an elevated fastball to Juan Rivera. He was able to hit on the ground. And that pitch right there. So maybe more difficult to work downhill out of the stretch position for Aaron Cook.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Good game behind the plate so far for Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire. Both guys benefiting from a very good strike zone. You never know if that's going to work.
Probably 95% of the time or more, it's not going to work. Probably 99% of the time, it's not going to work.
Two-one pitch. Breaking ball. Just inside. 3 balls and a strike. Eric Ibar hanging out on deck. Napoli grounding one to third. Coming home is Willis. The throw comes home, and Reggie is retired for out number 1.
The Angel had the contact play normally on with 1 out. Especially when it's rated the third baseman right there. They're going to have no choice but to come home on that play.
That's almost one of those plays as you have a defense that's anticipating the double play. If you're Reggie Willis, granted, he's just doing what the skipper wants him to do. All you've got to do is just wait till Stewart releases the ball to second base.
That's all you can do. Any play going home like he did, you're going to be automatically out.
Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, is out to pay a visit. He's Frank Morales, a left-hander, loosening in a hurry. So 2 on, 1 out now. Eric Ibar 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground ball to second. Stewart playing in at third base against Ibar. Just tries to drop one down. That's in the dirt, smothered by Oliva. Ibar wants the baseball switched up.
Big at bat here for Eric Ibar and the Angels. Unable to get that run across with Reggie Willis at third base. No outs. Now first and second. Aaron Cook, a ground ball specialist. On the hill now, needs to get a base hit into the outfield.
Lays off of that with 2 balls and no strikes. This one's pulled foul. Afraid of Griffin. Knocking it down, keeping it in front of him as any good infielder would do.
Well, he had plenty of time to make the throw, and he did. Gets the out.
Two balls and a strike on Ibar with Juan Rivera at second and Mike Napoli at first. Prolonged inning for Aaron Cook. Ground ball toward the middle. Herrera's got it. Feeds Barnes. Good time. How about that? The Angels get 2 on with nobody out and get nothing out of it. 7 complete. Here's the big A. Angels still lead at 4-2. But Barmes decided, you know what, Rockies, we need to run. It was a solo home run for Barmes, his 5th of the year, made it 4-1 Halos at that time.
But Joe Saunders did a tremendous job. 7 innings, just 2 earned runs. 24-9 in his career following an Angel loss. Aaron Cook's been very good also himself. 16 ground ball outs, including that double play. And there in the bottom of the 7th, when it looked like the Angels were in position to get some insurance runs.
Reggie was the pinch runner for Hideki Matsui. Stays in the game. He's in left field. And Fernando Rodney takes over on the mound for Joe Saunders. He threw 26 pitches last night to Fernando Rodney. His 1 inning of work. Giving up 2 hits and 1 run. Tying run in the 8th inning on a base hit by Carlos Gonzalez. Fernando will be facing 9-1-2. Barmes, Herrera, and Spilborghs here with a 4-2 lead here in the 8th. Saunders, by the way, 7 innings, season high 8 punch outs, 2 walks, 2 runs, both earned on 4 hits and a home run to this gentleman, Clint Barmes. He's had a 1-for-2 night. Now down toward center field. Torrey. And a beat on it. Makes the catch, and there's out number 1. They come out to the AM 830 Charity Cooking Challenge at the ESPN Zone in downtown Disney on Wednesday, June 30th. Scheduled to appear Joe Saunders, Kevin Jeffson, Kevin Franzen, Mike Scioscia, and Mike Butcher. The cook-off starts at 10 a.m. and tickets include lunch and autographs. Seats are limited and going fast. Visit am830.net to purchase those tickets today.
Butcher's got to be the early favorite there in that cook-off. He's excited about it. I talked to him a couple times.
Is it a timed event?
Well, there's basically it's up to the individual to cook what they want to. There's going to be some ingredients there, and you make whatever you prefer. So it's going to be a good one. I'm sure you'll be there, Victor.
No, I won't. But thanks for checking in.
Well, I was hoping.
You weren't. So they get a plate full of ingredients.
Well,
it's like what is it? Not Hell's Kitchen. What's that show that Iron Chef?
Yes,
Iron
exactly
Chef.
the same.
Okay.
Exactly the same. That's the theory behind it. The ingredients there, whatever you feel like cooking.
I'm gonna have to go to go with Soch on this one now.
Going with the skipper?
Absolutely. It's all about the coattails. Apparently, folks in the truck, our production truck, going with Kevin Franzen. Ibar squeezes that one. There's out number 2.
He goes some cool California cuisine.
Oh, no doubt.
Kevin Franzen.
Eco-friendly, I'm sure. So 2 outs for Fernando Rodney. Facing Ryan Spilborghs now, who is 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts and a walk.
Chicago hot dog, New York hot dog. Boston.
Which one did you have last night? What was that? That was Diamond Dog.
Diamond dog. The Kansas City barbecue dog.
Oh, yeah.
That smile you got now, Victor, you're ready.
Now you're talking. Nothing screams heartburn better than a Kansas City barbecue hot dog.
No question about that. It's like nothing beats the wave at the ballpark.
Grounded to the right side, base hit. Good piece of hitting by Spilborghs, taking that outside fastball the other way. And it's a 2-out knock that brings up Carlos Gonzalez.
We're talking about the perfect approach against Fernando Rodney. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Went with the pitch. He tried to pull that ball. It's a ground ball right to short.
It was Gonzalez who had the RBI single in the 8th inning against Rodney. He'll take a strike here. Fernando seems to be a little bit more in control of that fastball. Last night it looked as if he had a couple of occasions in which he tried to overthrow that fastball, especially in that Todd Helton at bat.
Yeah, muscled up on the fastball. He's got great movement on that pitch, plus the velocity's there. Don't need to.
Good one there. That actually had good action away from the left-hand hitting Gonzalez, so it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Stayed within his mechanics. Mentioned that movement on the fastball in the outer half, using the big part of the ballpark. Throw over the first base. Took off a changeup. Bobby then went fastball inside, now going through a new series of signs.
Oh-2. Off speed. Gonzalez not biting either.
Boy, he tracked that pretty well. It's almost as if he knew it was coming. So a lot of times when you see a hitter able to track a pitch like that, either Fernando maybe a different arm angle or did something different in his glove. Make sure you have your same mechanics for fastball, changeup, and he wants to go fastball inside.
Fastball missing in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Stay on top of this fastball. Trust the movement on the outside corner.
And he got him with a fastball. Down goes Gonzalez. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Angels up by the score of 4-2. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Rockies taking the opener last night. Extra frames. Aaron Cook, the starter, back out there having thrown just 87 pitches, facing Bobby Wilson. Anything off here? Wilson, Kendrick, and Franzen against Cook. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 4 hits allowed by the Rockies starter. That ball is ripped with foul on the left field line. A nice way down. 1 hopper.
After that first inning, he's been dominant as far as pitch count. Only 89 here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby's 0 for 2 with a ground down to pop-up. And again, Cook living on that outside corner.
We're talking to see him throw inside as he was trying to jam Mike Napoli when there was a man on third there in that position. Other than that, stayed away all game long.
Two on its way. Bobby got just a piece of that one. Keeps his at-bat alive. Brian Fuentes is up and loosening now. Brian went 1 inning last night, struck out 2. Breaking ball locks up Wilson, and there's out number 1. Hey, fans, come out to Angel Stadium on Sunday, July 4th, and cheer the Halos on to victory against the Kansas City Royals. Sit back and watch a patriotic fireworks show, courtesy of the U.S. Army. Don't miss out on one of the best fireworks in the Southland. Purchase your tickets today at angelsbaseball.com. Don't forget, too, game time at 5:15 on Sunday, July the 4th.
4th of July in baseball. This goes together.
Two strikeouts now for Cook.
The old powder blue hat, Kansas City Royal hat.
That's a good look. 1-1. Swing. 1-2. Young man wears it well, but blue hat is very softball-like. You're telling me you're a fan of the powder blue hat. Howie takes the breaking ball for a called strike 3, and all of a sudden Aaron Cook has found his strikeout pitch.
Big slow curveball. I like the traditional navy blue or royal blue hat. I'm going to wear a gray hat at one point too. That wasn't a whole lot of fun. See that curveball get in the inside corner. There it is, the powder blue hat. It's a much better look though. That's something you might want to wear around town, Victor.
Who's to say I don't already have one? Franzen swings and misses on that fastball. Most interesting man here at the Big A.
Yep.
Franzen fouling this one off with no balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to the right side. Herrera's got it. Cook. 101 pitches and 8 complete innings. But he departs with the Angels up 4-2. Brian Fuentes. .42nd victory of the season, giving the ball to Brian Fuentes, looking for his 13th save. Mentioned last night, went 1 inning, struck out 2 batters, was very effective against his former mates. And here in the 9th inning, he'll be facing Giambi, Mora, and Oliva. So lefty, righty, righty. And if you get a little bit further on, you've got Ian Stewart and Seth Smith, a couple of more left-handers. But Tim Tracy's got guy, Chris Iannetta, who's a right-handed hitter, who's got some ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark, and he has now come in from the bullpen. So there's a possibility, if this inning gets extended, and of course the hope is that it does not, that Iannetta would get a plate appearance. Fuentes threw 19 pitches last night. A very economical outing for him.
Threw the ball very well. Good movement on his fastball, hitting his spots. And always a key for a closer, that first batter.
Halo's overshift. They've got 3 infielders essentially on the right side against Giambi. We saw Giambi last night pitch the opposite way, flip a single to left. Franzen now moving over toward the shortstop position. Neil 1. Fastball right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes. Giambi 0 for 3 tonight. A strikeout victim in the 6th inning. Hard hit. And into the overshift, Howie Kendrick, short right field, retires Giambi, and there is out number one.
When we talk about setting the defense up perfectly, Ron Brennicky had Howie in position to make that play. That ball was hit hard also, but in the spot where he needed to be to get that first out. Into the overshift right there in the outfield grass, about 4 or 5 steps. Makes the play. Ron Brennicky does a great job as far as setting up the defense for the Halos in position to make the play.
Here's Melvin Mora with one out, nobody on. Mora getting the start at first base tonight. 1 for 3, had a double and a run scored against Joe Saunders, who is in line to pick up his 6th win. 7 beautifully thrown innings. 4 hits, 2 runs allowed, 8 strikeouts. A season high for Joe. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Fuentes, a 4-time All-Star, 3 times as a Colorado Rocky. It's 2 balls and a strike. It is 3 very good seasons, 05, 06, and 07, of which he saved 31, 30, and 20 games respectively. He's fallen behind in 3 balls and a strike. He's trying to overthrow that fastball a little bit.
Well, you want to make sure you make Melvin Mora hit his way on, leave it with a lot of power on deck.
And Mora draws the walk. Now what you want to do with a guy that's got the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark, and Miguel Olivo coming up. Even though Olivo tonight is 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a single. First pitch on its way. There's a strike. Fernando Rondi. It's a solid 8th inning. Able to get a base hit. 1 strikeout. Just a little floater. Howie Kendrick's got it. Flips over the first. Light that baby up. The Angels take game 2 of this 3-game set on a double play as Joe Saunders picks up win number 6 on the year.
Talk about leaping ability. What about that play by Howie? Makes a nice play on Giambi's hard hit ball in the outfield grass, then jumps about as high as he could possibly jump to make that play to end the ball game. What a play by Howie Kendrick. Big win for the Halos tonight after that tough loss last night. Joe Saunders, great job. Fernando Rondi, Brian Fuentes, Nikito, Matsui with that grand slam. The first, Aaron Cook, you got to give him credit. It was very good for Colorado, but not good enough as the Angels are able to pull this one out, win this one 4-2 with only 4 hits. But the reality is that 1 swing in the back got him 4 runs by Matsui, and then some solid defense and great pitching throughout for the Angels.
Oh, without question. You mentioned Aaron Cook. What a terrific performance for him. 8 innings. And unfortunately, he takes a loss. Saunders 6-8. Cook now 2-5. The Angels again pick up the victory by the final of 4-2. We're going to go to break, and when we return, Angels Live will kick things off. Michael Lees, hopefully, get a chance to talk with Hideki Matsui.